Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, along with companions, decided to go for Umrah in 6th Hijri. And they stayed at a location near Makkah called Hudaybiyah. But when they decided to enter Makkah, they were not permitted by Quraysh. Instead, they agreed to have a treaty with Quraysh to go back to Medina and then come back next year for Umrah. Now, the reasons why Muslims decided to go for Umrah was that Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam saw a dream in Medina that he and companions had entered the house of Allah and the key to the Kaaba fell into his blessed hands. The vision of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was not merely a dream, rather a divine inspiration which he had to obey. But there was no date or time specified for that journey. When he narrated this vision to companions, they got excited and started to prepare for Umrah right away. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam also invited people from neighboring villages to join him for a pilgrimage, but many refused, fearing a fight with Meccans who were superior in weapons and power. In any event, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam left Medina with his wife Salma anha and a group of about 1,400 people, including Muhajirs, Ansars, and some people from the neighboring villages. This was the time, it was the beginning of Dhul Qa'dah, and they took ihram at the location of Dhul Hulayfa with the intention of Umrah. And Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam sent Bishr bin Sufyan to Makkah for intelligence. So imagine this is a large group of Muslims now marching towards Makkah, and Meccans were also hearing about this news. They were concerned, what is the intention of this group of Muslims coming towards Makkah? So there was a lot of tension between, what may happen next between the Muslims traveling towards Makkah and the people of Makkah themselves. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam also wanted to get a sense of how are things going on in Makkah. Are they planning to go at war, or do they really understand the true intention of Muslims trying to go peacefully for the sake of Umrah? So he sent Bishr bin Sufyan to Makkah for intelligence on the intentions of Quraysh against Muslims. And then this messenger came back and reported that Meccans are actually planning to go to war. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam consulted with his companions on what to do. Should they continue or return? But it was decided that they would go ahead and perform the Umrah at all costs. So as Muslims marched towards Makkah, they were blocked by an army by Khalid bin Walid. So Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam stationed his companions at Hudaybiyah and started negotiation with people of Makkah through delegations. So after a few failed attempts of negotiation, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam sent Uthman to advise to Meccans that Muslims are not coming for fighting, rather they are coming to perform Umrah. However, miscommunication happened, and a few days later, rumors reached Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam that Uthman has been assassinated. Upon that news, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam gathered companions and took a historical pledge under a tree known as the Pledge of Ridwan. And the pledge was to fight with Quraysh to the last breath of their lives. And the people who took the pledge got a special status in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they were promised that they will not be entered into hellfire. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, the way this pledge was taken was Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam placed his blessing hand, and then all the Sahaba also placed their hand as part of the process of bay'ah. And then Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam put his one hand over the other and said, this is Uthman Radhan's pledge, because at that time Uthman Radhan was missing. He was supposedly assassinated. So Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam considered his hand to be representing Uthman Radhan's pledge. When the news of this commotion reached Meccans, they decided that at this time it's best to go into a peace treaty instead of war. And Suhail bin Amr was sent to Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam as a representative who clarified that Uthman was not killed and will be set free, and that they need to negotiate the terms of treaty with Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, which became in the end the Sulh Hudaybiyah, the Treaty of Hudaybiyah. And among the many terms in that agreement, there was this understanding that Muslims would return that year without performing Umrah, but the following year they'll be allowed to come back and perform the Umrah. So Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam stayed about 19 to 20 days at the place of Hudaybiyah while all these negotiations were happening. And then on his way back, Surah Fath was revealed. So this is the background of what led to the revelation of Surah Fath.